Wow, Snakebird, that actually shocks the fuck out of me. He is shaking, though. Okay, so basically just play like normal, except he gets 2 lives, so you have to beat him twice. He's gonna do okay, and we want to kill the mule for reasons you'll understand later. I'm gonna take myself a squirrel, and I'm gonna take myself another squirrel, and I'm gonna fucking kill them squirrels, and I'm gonna stick my wolf around mule. And then I'm gonna fuck. Yeah, we can take a hit. Fuck you. Rude. Squirrel. A sauropod? It's like a podosaurus. They have long necks. Oh, I love a long neck. I love a long neck. I learned about a new dinosaur today called a Quetzal something, but it's basically a giant pterodactyl that has hair but is as big as a giraffe. It's fucking cool. I learned that today. Never knew that one maybe existed at one point. So we got a squirrel. I'm going to... I'll show you. So you put your skunk down, and then he'll strike my skunk, because my skunk will eventually die, but you see how his power went down? His hit strike points. Not hit points, Katie. Words. Oh, he's gonna fly over the mule? That's... You know what? That's life. That's life. That's what all the people say. Die. Oh, fuck. I gotta put a squirrel down. The feathered serpent. Yes. The Quetzalcoatlus. Yes. That is a badass dinosaur. Ramyal. Kill the donkey. Trekkie Queen. Merry holiday December to you. How are you, love? Aw, he's doing the prospector again. Easy, boss. The mule's the key. See? You gotta listen to the cards, because they will tell you shit. Like, I wouldn't have not known that. Why would you kill the mule? It's just got health and no hit points. Kill the mule. You just don't know. Kill the coyote. Pretty sweet gig, right?
Nab nabbit, my mule. I miss my donkey. It's called interspecies erotica.
Did I neglect to mention overkill damage? Excess damage is not wasted. It carries over to the card behind the mangled corpse of the victim. Lucky for you. Sick. I do miss my donkey. We were talking about that movie all morning. That and Dogma. It was a weird morning. Ooh, Adder's cool. So when a card bearing the sigil damages another creature, that creature perishes no matter what. It's basically poison. So even though it only has 1 hit, it could hit a 2-hit animal and it'll just kill him. So we can throw down a few squirrels. And we can get our adder and we can be like, bitch, suck a dick. And it should kill that, if I'm correct. I could be totally wrong, though. What if I'm full of shit? You'd never know. Fuck my dick farts. Let's put our boulder down. Suck it, nerd. They want to FaceTime? Oh, same. Same. It's the worst. I'm right there with you. You want to see the tree I made, though? You'd love my tree, Psyche. Look at this. I made myself like a spider tree, and it's covered in skulls with human teeth inside of them, and runes and money, and I'm gonna set it on fire tonight. I'm gonna stuff it with paper and fucking light it up. Me dope. Thank you, Pistolero. We need a little witchcraft these days. The world's gone to shit. Cheers. don't know if you noticed, the skulls also have their mouths sewed shut and their jaws tied shut. It will be a grand pyre. Ooh, I might play the song Pyre while I do it. That'd be epic. Anyways. Ooh, Bullfrog's not bad. I want to kill that bitch. I could have put Sparrow down, but Sparrow would fly over the coyote, which is a waste of my time. Oh my god, did the screen not work? I'm so sorry. Sometimes my stream deck is a little finicky. I think I've dropped it one too many times.
My lord.
Excuse me. I'm having a terrifying time. I mean, Psyche, you can vouch for me. Like, I know Alchemy's here. We got a lot of streamers in chat. Are you a real streamer if you don't fuck up at least 3 times a stream? No. It's required. Fuck, we're so close to winning. God damn it. Suck it, you stupid bitch. I make you skip your turn, bitch. What are streamers? I don't know. You gotta fuck up, otherwise what's the point? How do you even prove it's live? Only if there's tech issues? I mean, that's a tech issue. The fact that my stream deck like works 90% of the time, not 100% of the time. I used to have an emote for it. It's excellent. Honestly, it was like one of my most used emotes, and but the person who made it for me turned into a psychopath. And I don't say that lightly. They really lost their fucking gourd, and I was like, you know, yeah, sucks. I have like a folder of really cool emotes that people loved, and they were all made by the same person who was just cuckoo for Cocoa Puff, if you know what I mean. Fuck. We're gonna die. Shit farts. Oh well, you guys gotta see this. They haven't seen me die yet, so this is good.
More gold for me. Smell my finger.
Just kidding. What? Same, Alk. Literally, if everything works, I get... It's like when you pack for a vacation early enough that you really do remember everything. You leave and you're like, I definitely forgot something. Daddy?
You aren't dead yet. This is not purgatory. Though you may think of it that way, if you so choose. Before you expire, I must ask you a favor. I would like a memento. Your very own death card. It's quite plain at the moment, isn't it? We will work together to amend that. I want this to be the perfect memento of you. Here are some cards from your mediocre deck. We can put them to good use. Please choose a card to draw the cost from. It's the exact same cost. It's fucking bullshit. And another. This time, I will use its power and health. The numbers. Obviously, we want that one, right? Yeah. Duh. 3 power and 2 health from the wolf. Now, choose a card from which we will extract the sigils. Delightful. Fly, bitch. A sigil of airborne from the wolf. I never did ask about your name. name is Piss. There is now but one final matter. The portrait. Are you ready? You do not need to smile. You smell better awake. Here we go again. Oh, another challenger. Perhaps it is time. There's the book. Perhaps you can understand bones. The resourceful possum costs 2 bones. You gain a bone when one of your creatures perishes for any reason.
Basically, that means if you sacrifice it or if the other team kills it. It's just another, you're gonna get like little tokens over here. It's like another currency. Yay! Possums are metal as fuck. My Nana used to feed wild cats. She had like hundreds at one point. We actually called like the animal control and they came and fixed them all. So she could still have all of her crazy wild cats, but they weren't like breeding under her porch like a factory farm of chickens. And one day we came over and she had this really weird old rancher type house, all one level. And then in the middle of the house, it was so weird. Like, I couldn't even describe this weird fucking house to you guys. But in the middle of the house, it kind of pooched out into the garden, and it was all glass, like from the ceiling to the floor, just glass walls, to look out at her big, beautiful garden, and her deck was out there. And at nighttime, you would see all these wild cats come up on the deck to eat the food, and that's what she loved. She was pretty old at this point and pretty decrepit, so she'd just sit in her chair and watch her wild cats eat their food. And we were over one night, and I was like, Nana, those are not cats. It was like 10 raccoons that were bigger than my dogs, and a possum that I swear to fuck, this thing stood at least 2 feet tall on all fours. It was the Chernobyl of possums, and they were all on her porch just feasting away, and it was adorable, and we just let her keep on keeping on. You go, and she wasn't touching them. Like, she would never go outside. She'd throw food out in the morning and then never go outside again. But the fact that my Nana thought she was like feeding herds of wild cats, and it was so much cooler. She had no idea. It was the best. But I remember I was sitting at the kitchen table, just like this, and she had like this little, round kitchen table meant for like 4 people, and the windows were behind me to the garden, and you could see this possum, and it stood so fucking tall on all fours. I was sitting right there by the glass, like, what in the fuck? I did not know they got that big. My Nana was a wild bitch. Let me tell you, she was Irish as fuck, and she was crazy. I think she might have been a witch. Like, she was one of those women, she could go to any casino, anywhere, and walk out and accidentally win a car or a truck. All the time. It was very strange. She would say she was luckier than a dog with 2 dinks. Because that's a saying. Anyways. I don't even know why I'm talking right now. Bones. Why are we talking about bones? Nobody knows. Rattlers, okay. I don't want it to be there, though. I want to kill it. Bone. You see? You get a bone. Looks like a little ball sack.
You will not lose this until it is spent, or the battle ends.
2 dink doggo luck. Seriously. She would say that, or if you were lucky enough to be Irish, you were lucky enough. Those were the things she would say. Oh, dude, I crash. My Nana was, in her older years, she didn't give a fuck. She would just say shit. Like, one time, I was sitting on the couch, like, the way her living room was set up in the newer house she lived in. She didn't have this old rancher anymore, because that's where my grandpa died, and she didn't want to live there anymore. And I was sitting next to her, and she had this huge, long, retro, like, low-backed couch that was against a wall, and then a little side table, and then her recliner. She lived in the recliner, slept in it, ate in it, everything. That was her section of the house. And she had this huge fucking big screen TV, and she just watched her game shows all day, and she was very happy. And I was sitting on the couch, leaning on the arm of it, right next to her. The side table was in between us. And Millie was running around her chair, because my Nana would eat there all the time, so there was like cookie crumbs and shit on the ground, and Millie was eating the cookie crumbs. and then jumped up on my Nana's lap and was like eating the cookie crumbs off my Nana's chair from between her legs. And my Nana, she's like at least 85 at this point, just straight up fucking turns towards me and goes, Katie, Millie loves my pussy. No one else was there. Like, these are one of these moments where I don't know if anyone believes me that it happened, but it totally happened. And shit like this would fly out of her mouth at the weirdest times. I remember this was like 10 years ago. We went out for Christmas lunch, all the aunts, all the women in my family, because there's very few of us, mostly men. We all went out to lunch, and my Nana was not one to, like, hang. She wanted to eat and get the fuck out, go back home to her nice chair and her big screen TV. Totally understandable. Me too. And she wanted to leave, but my mom is one of those ones who will, like, yak for 4 hours, and, like, the waitresses hate her because she never leaves the table. And my Nana wanted to leave, and the waitress comes over, and my Nana goes, will you please tell my daughter that my pee-pee hurts and I want to leave? My pee-pee hurts. Like an 80-something-year-old woman. It was incredible. The things she just didn't give a fuck. It's like a 4-year-old saying things like this. Like, you don't want to laugh and encourage it, but wow, that was crazy. Millie had great taste. It's true. She did. She loved my Nana, actually. They were good buds. She was totally unfiltered. She'd go off on tangents about how my grandfather was a stallion. I was like, please stop. Please. Oh, God. I only knew him as a child, and I'd like to remain that way. Thank you so much. I could kill my stoat and put my wolf out, or I could wait for that to come and then kill that fuck. I'm going to do that. She was such a beautiful person. My Nana she's one of the few people I've really looked up to because she started out horrifically racist, and in her like 70s and 80s changed herself, like chose to consciously change her own way of thinking and would talk about it, and it was very impressive. She was a strong bitch. Is true. Is squirrel. Lilith's sleeping under my desk, and she's like stream twitching against my foot. He'd sex poem me all day. Let me tell you what, dude. She had so many like grandpa-isms. Like, if I felt fat for a reason, like I was putting on clothes that didn't fit, she would say, you know, your grandfather always said he didn't want to be searching in the sheets for his woman, which meant he wanted meat to grab onto. Like, she had all these grandpa-isms. He died when I was like 14, so I knew him for quite some time. You know what? None of us would be here without our grandfather's cock, so I think we need a round of applause for Granddad Cox in the chat. Because without you, I ain't nothing but a spot on the carpet. It's facts. Thanks, Grandpa. For cream pie and Nana. Anyways. Kill the snack. I mean, sexcellent sometimes, yeah, but, you know, My grandpa was a dope dude. I really loved him. He had a AAA or aneurysm, survived it once. Second one took him out, though, sadly. But, yeah, he was a hardcore man, dude. He was one of those guys, he would like, tell you about it, but not in a prideful way, more in, like he was ashamed of it, but he moved here with his mother and his sister and his younger brother at a really young age from Alsace, Lorraine area, which I think is 2 places, but it was, like, 1 place, and then France, and then Germany. I don't know, it's whatever, it's European. But they moved here with nothing. Like, his dad left or something. He was an alcoholic. And they lived on dirt floors. He would always remind me, we lived on dirt floors. And him and his brother, like, lied about their age at 15 to get into the military. They fought in World War II on merchant ships. Both got shot. Both lost a lung. And they weren't considered veterans of the war until they were in their 60s. So both of them had a very anti-government stance. Like, they were very, like, fuck you guys, because they were merchant marines. And merchant marines technically just drove some boats across the ocean and delivered stuff, right? Or they were bombed and taken out constantly and maybe the number one, target. But yeah, he had some fucking stories, dude, and he had no shame. Like, he was a cool dude. Oh, Trekkie. You can still clap for him. I've only met one of my grandpas. The other one died long ago. You're lucky I didn't swallow you, lassie. Your old gramps would have been so fond of a good old-fashioned Irish knob polishing. If I could do an Irish accent, that would sound like my Nana. I just can't do it. For as much as I've heard it in my life, I couldn't do it. I wish. Aw, Squeaky. How about your grandmothers that put up with their dumb asses? We can clap for those bitches. You ever, like, think about how hard it was for women just in terms of menstruation during the Depression? For penis-holding youths out there that have no idea what I'm talking about, Google, like, the first menstrual pads to ever have existed. It was literally a wad of cotton, and then they wore a leather belt to jam it up between their labias and soak up their filth. I can't even. Cramps? Get out of here. They had cocaine medicine. None of that shit even existed, but the rest of it was a mess. My grandfather was a former priest, and one day while eating at a drunk hangover restaurant, he was drunk, hopped up on the table and started preaching about how his balls were better than anybody else's balls. Stop it. To crash his grandfather, because that's epic. Oh, and this shit, oh, dude. Yeah, that's one of the things I miss about working in a hospital is just hanging out with old people. They will say anything. Anything. It's incredible. I love them. Aww. Squeaky, I feel that. I mean, like, honestly, like, I don't know much about my family personally because they're all dead. Everything I know about any ancestor beyond my grandpa is because they've told me or I've, like, looked it up on Ancestry.com and, like, found shit because they all died of alcoholism and shit. Sadly. Whatever. So I feel that. So I like to fantasize. Like, I have my third great grandmother on my Nana's side was part of getting the women's vote. So I like to fantasize that she was a really strong person, but who knows? She might have been a piece of shit. She might have invented these tampon belts. Who knows? Nobody. I mean, ghosts are better than real life. I mean, I've said, like, it's such a weird thought, but sometimes I'm glad my dad is dead because A, he was a raging alcoholic. Like, there's no way we would have had a positive relationship if he would have lived. That was just not possible. But B, I have the fantasy that he liked me, but I'll never know. And sometimes that's better than knowing. A stray? Oh, sad. Oh, Clara. Poor puppo. Your dog's a jerk? How so? My grandfather is the reason I love the song Bird is the Word. We listened to that song years before Family Guy used it. I feel that. My grandpa used to sing this song. It was called ClassyKatie to me all the time. Like, the thumping scared.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, I thought you knew the song. You were going to really impress me.
What? Have you heard?
The bird is the word?
About the bird?
Is the bird the word?
Well, everybody's heard about the bird. About the bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word. Oh yeah.
And right on mark. It's pretty fantastic. We have been quoting a lot of things today. Oh, resource guarding. Yep. You know, Trick almost